Hi, Mary. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm Ann. I'm the PA, and so I was looking at your chart, and I see that you set up this appointment to talk about some possible weight loss, which I think is great. So you were in here. It says 6 months ago, and all your labs came back normal and everything. Your hypertension was controlled. Your diabetes was controlled. And did they talk about weight loss on that last visit?
Not really. I've struggled with this for a little bit now, and I haven't really been comfortable to talk about it with anybody. So, I just never really brought it up. But I thought it's really taking a toll on my life, and I really want to try to lose some weight. So that's why I made this appointment today.
Okay, well that's great that you made the appointment, and you sound like you're ready at least to talk to me about it. And I want you to know that it's perfectly fine to talk to me about it, and I think it's great that you came in. So to start off, have you tried any weight loss diets, or have you tried exercising, or do you exercise?
So I don't exercise regularly. I go here and there when I have time, but I usually most of the time I have no motivation to go because I'm what's the point?
Yeah.
I have tried Jenny Craig.
Okay.
And when I tried that, when I was taking the food that they were giving me, I lost a bunch of weight. But then once I got off of it, I gained it all back, and I gained even more. So that makes me when I was on it and I was losing weight, I was feeling a little better, but that wasn't enough weight. Number one. Number two, I gained even more back after I stopped. So that kind of has strayed me away from diet programs, and I've tried dieting on and off, and I'm always trying, but I just feel I'm stressed out, and that makes me eat more, and I just don't feel like doing anything anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people experience, a lot of the patients that I have that are trying to lose weight do experience what you have experienced. And Jenny Craig is great. It works for some people. It doesn't work for other people. So I'm very happy that you came in today to discuss this, and hopefully we can just try something new, and maybe it'll work. Jenny Craig sometimes doesn't work because they give you the frozen meals, and when you're doing it, it works, and you're getting proper nutrients, and they're lowering your caloric intake, and they're providing you with healthy food. But then whenever you decide to stop, it doesn't really teach you the lifestyle skills that you need to do that.
And I couldn't afford that for
it is expensive.
It's expensive, and it's I need something that I can do for myself and not depend on something else,
Yeah.
And I feel in the end it caused more harm anyway, so I don't even want to go back to doing that.
Yeah, and I think that's in my opinion, a much better way to go about it is teaching yourself long-term life skills on how to eat right and things like that. So I think first we should talk about a diet plan, and so first off, I'm sure you know many of the benefits of losing weight, but from this BMI chart, so you're currently 5'6", and you weigh 220 pounds, so that puts you right around a BMI of 30, which is classified as obese. It is not morbidly obese, it's just obese. And as you can see, normal is 18.5 to 25, so if you can just lower your BMI.
So if for me to be in the normal range, I would have to be at 140 or even 150, and that's a lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight, but I think if you approach it in smaller chunks and you set yourself little mini goals, then that may be a better way to look at it. So maybe you say, okay, in the next month, I'm going to aim to lose, say, 4 pounds, whatever number we find that is right for you.
Okay.
So once you hit that goal, 4 or 5 pounds, then you set your next goal, and you say, okay, for the next month, I'm going to lose another 4 or 5 pounds, and over time that adds up, and I think it will make a big difference.
Okay. I've also been dealing with diabetes for a really long time, and I feel do you think that there's a relationship between my weight and diabetes because like I feel like more and more of my life is being taken over by just like my weight, and I feel like that like the diabetes symptoms are just like worse and worse, and like I just feel like not that great about myself.
Yeah, well, the more you do put on weight, the more it is like obesity is like a comorbid condition. So the more it will have effect on your other conditions such as your hypertension and your diabetes. So if you do lose some weight, then that can only have a positive benefit on your diabetes as well as your hypertension. And so I think what we should first talk about is like your nutrition, and I can refer you to a nutritionist to like help you with knowing what you do need as a diabetic and someone with hypertension, because as you know, you want to limit your sugars as well as your carbohydrates as well as like your salt. But we can refer you because they're the experts, not me. But we can also talk about other diet plans. There's like Nutrisystem, but that's similar to Jenny Craig, so I would sway away from using that. But there's also Weight Watchers that we can use, and there's also like MyFitnessPal, and that is just an app. So do you have a phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you could download that. It's a free app, and that can help you. You can put in your weight.
Expensive?
No, it's completely free.
Oh.
And so you could put in your goals and your time frames of where you want to meet your goals, and it tells you how many calories you can eat per day, and like how many carbs you should be eating, proteins, fats, and then you can track that if you have the time. And then otherwise we could try Weight Watchers, but that's also counting.
I don't know if I want to start a program because of the money. Yeah, because like last time, and I didn't have a great experience with the last one, so I would much rather try this that you're talking about, this app that you said.
Yeah.
And I've been in search of an app anyway, but there's like so many apps out there that you don't know which one to try.
Yeah, there are a lot. So I think that would be a good one to start out on, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just set up an account, it's free, and then it also has tips on exercise, and you can put in your exercise to show how many calories you burn and things like that. Are you interested in starting exercising, like in a more consistent manner?
I really think about it every day when I wake up that I should. It's just hard.
It is hard.
It's hard, especially because I feel like not great about myself, you know?
Yeah.
But then I think like that's the only way that I'm going to be able to feel great about myself. And I don't exercise all the time, but when I do go out for a walk or, you know, when I do exercise, I feel so much better afterwards. It's just mainly getting there. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like it's just me.
Yeah, a lot of people have this issue, like just getting there, like in your busy schedule, in your day-to-day life. But if you get in a routine, is what I've seen, is if you can just get in a routine and like maybe force yourself to go for a week or 2 weeks, and after that, like I think your body will crave it, and you're like, I need to go.
Yeah, a lot of my friends go, but I just like don't really feel comfortable going with some of them because I just feel very self-conscious about myself, you know? So like a lot of my girlfriends go to this class, like these fitness classes, and it's really not about time. I just like don't feel all that well, and like I don't feel like I fit in with them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's totally understandable. You can always start out on your own, and then as you feel more self-confidence, which will come with the weight loss, I think that you will feel confident in yourself and ready to go with all your girlfriends. And so
that could even be like one of my goals, is to just like feel comfortable with them, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's a great goal to have, and I think that
sounds like good already. Yeah.
So I would aim, like maybe do some exercise on your own. I would aim for like 150 minutes of exercise a week. So whether that's split up amongst 5 days, whether it's split up amongst 3, just try your best. A lot of my patients work to do 3 to 5 days per week of exercise. So if you can do like 30 minutes 5 days a week.
That seems like pretty doable.
Yeah, like brisk walking, if you can jog. And then also a lot of evidence is backed up behind doing aerobic exercise. So that's like something that gets your heart rate up.
Okay.
So walking, jogging, swimming,
Okay.
something along those lines. Resistance training, which that's like strength training. So doing weights or sit-ups or push-ups or something like that.
Okay.
And then lastly, flexibility training. So that's my favorite, the easiest one to do. So you can just stretch, and that can.
There is this yoga class that maybe I could go to.
Yeah, that would be great for the flexibility, and I think it also yoga would help relax your mind about exercising.
Yeah,
and everything
that doesn't seem
that.
like a bad idea. Okay.
So I can refer you to the nutritionist if that's what you would like, and then I can set you up with the MyFitnessPal.
Is it okay if I come back to meet with you too as well? Okay.
Yeah, and we can set up an appointment and we can talk about more options if the ones that I've recommended so far aren't working, and we can see how your progression has been.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.